For those of you who don't know me well, I'm a longtime Indianapolis Colts fan. Huge fan. I was a season ticket holder for about 16 years, had great seasons under Peyton Manning, spoiled actually for many years. And now, unless you've been living under a rock, you now know that our franchise quarterback, Andrew Luck, has decided to retire at the ripe young age of 29. This is something that's his decision. I always say when it comes to somebody else's family, they've got to decide what is best for them. Whether we agree or not from the outside, that's up to them. I don't personally like the timing that he did this to his teammates, not even the fans, but his teammates right before the season. But it's his decision, and it's between him and his teammates and his coaches that he makes this. But I want to use this example to say, how many times have you had surprises in your life? And I'm using how many instead of just one, because most of us have had many surprises in our life that are negative, that are unpleasant, bad news that we didn't see coming, and maybe we couldn't have predicted what happened to us. But it's how we react to those that makes a difference in our character. And so I want to ask you today, are you, when this bad news, when these surprises come, is this something that you look at your top priorities in your life, your top 2 or 3 things that you live your life for, that your standards are based under, and ask yourself, did this surprise affect this? Is this something that I'm going to get really angry about, really upset, and involve a lot of emotions in, but does it affect my top priorities? I've shared this pastor's quotes many times before, but he has so many. Mark Batterson asks, when it comes to priorities, how we spend our time and our money are the 2 best barometers of our true priorities, which I'll get to mine in just a minute. It reminds me of a time, about 17 years ago, in 2003, I had been with a company, my first pharmaceutical company in sales, and here product manager. I was doing really well, thought everything was going great. Out of the blue, on a Monday morning, I got called into the HR department, and they said my job was being eliminated. Had no idea this was coming. The company was moving, and they've eliminated my position, and she even had to walk into my office at that time and watch me take my things away to make sure I didn't take anything valuable. This was a company that I thought I was really good friends. We were a small startup company, and it was really shocking and disappointing me. Now, if I look at what my priorities are, my top priorities then and now, number 1 is my faith in Jesus Christ. Number 2 is my family, my wife, my kids, my family. Number 3, I thought about, there's a lot of things I thought about here, but I thought our reputation, what my reputation is, my character, what I'm truly about is what's next to my priorities. So when I lost my job, did it affect my faith? No. In fact, it actually increased my faith. God often uses these times to grow our character, to grow our trust in Him. So many times we want to do life on our own, right? We want to think, if things are going well, you know, why do I need God? I'm doing just fine on myself. I don't need anybody else to guide me along. So I think He uses these times when troubles arise to say, I'm here. Talk to me. I want to listen to you. And I did that. It took me 5 months to find another job, a lot longer than I thought. But I found an amazing job that I was at for 15 years, that I excelled at, that I loved, that I never would have found if this change didn't happen. And it grew my relationship with God. Now, it did affect my family, but because my number 1 priority, my wife and I alone, our priority wasn't God, it was all entwined. And so I didn't get extra upset. I didn't lose control because I looked at my top priorities. I love the scripture from Psalm 112, 6-7, where it says, surely the righteous will never be shaken. They will be remembered forever. They will have no fear of bad news. Boy, I'd like to be able to have that all the time. They will have no fear of bad news. Their hearts are steadfast, trusting in the Lord. So I just challenge you today, what are your top priorities? Think about what's most important in your life. You, maybe it's your spouse, with your kids. What's most important? I hope it's faith. I mean, because this is not only guidance here again, this is just me. Not only do I have God as my guidance in this life alone when there are troubles, and when times are good, I have Him with me at all times, but then I have the future, the hope of eternity, worshiping God forever because my faith in His Son, Jesus Christ. That's my number one priority. Once again, my number two priority is my family, and then my character, my reputation. So that's what's most important to me. Don't let things get you riled up and upset. Now, I drafted Andrew Luck to come full circle. I drafted Andrew Luck in my fantasy team the night before. So this was Friday night before he decided to retire. Yeah, I was a little ticked, but you know what? In the scheme of things, it really doesn't matter. Hope you have a great day.